Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me this morning is Tim Grant. Tim is the Director of Technology for the Warren County Public School System. And what we're going to talk about is technology, because school starts here real soon, and we are going to be on computers and laptops and Chromebooks. We've all heard about those things, and there's some questions to ask. So I thought maybe you could tell us, let's start with what the technology department does for the school board, maybe, and give us an overview, and then we can start talking about, how's all this going to work? Because I'm sure there's a lot of questions by parents.
Absolutely, and we are going to support parents. So the technology supports everything from phones, internet. We have our own network that we support, our own network. It's 8 miles of fiber that goes throughout the town.
Every school is all connected together.
It's all connected together, yeah. And so we have we have the broadband from Shintel, and then we support we have, if you want to get geeky about it, it's 20 gigabit backbone, and we have 1 gigabit broadband coming in. So we support phones, we support bells, and the cameras, and then obviously computers and Chromebooks and instruction. So pretty much if it plugs into the wall, it's us.
I was going to say, and that looks like it's getting more and more. I mean, this year is this is like a whoop.
Yes.
Just like been dumped on you this year. You kind of got a little taste of it at the end of March to May, and you're kind of like, well, that's working okay. I can handle this, but you've been working all summer on this project, and it's different.
Yes. We did get one extra person to help us with instructional technology. That's Doug Stefnosky. And he is in charge of making sure that the programs work and that everybody's trained and knows how to use it. We created some support materials for parents, and he's the one that created all of that. So
that's what's kind of been going on. The teachers started school a few days ago, first 2 weeks before school, and that's what they've been doing, is going in, learning the system, because this is not your own system. The way I take it, this is a statewide system?
Yes. So grades 6 through 12 is Virtual Virginia, which is also Canvas. It's supported on Canvas. So the teachers have been going in and learning the Canvas platform. And it's if you've ever taken any college classes, a lot of the course, like JMU and the big colleges have been using Canvas.
So this is a
we call it an LMS.
It's an LMS, but it's a system that's not like, we didn't start it yesterday, like healthcare.gov.
No.
Right? So we're not. This is going to be something that's been in use for a while.
Right.
They've got the bugs out of it, and it's pretty stable.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you can imagine, all of a sudden we're going to dump hundreds of gigabytes down the network on the September the 8th, and our system crashed. We can't. I'm going to go to the beach.
Right. Yeah. Virtual Virginia has been in use for years. Close to 10 years.
Okay. So we're not talking about a completely new technology.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
A new use.
But not. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, when I mentioned the beach, can I go to the beach and do my schoolwork?
Absolutely.
Well, don't tell. No one will know.
Show up on class.
Well, it's kind of like the workforce. These cities are realizing that their workers can live anywhere now and do this work from home, and we're seeing the mass exodus from the schools. From the big cities for workers. I think education is going to be right in line with it.
It sounds like
it's moving that way. So you have competition all around the world now. So maybe we need to be a little more conscious of our education. We need to really buckle down and because we're going to be competing from people all over the country.
Oh, certainly.
Or all over the world.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the equipment first, and then we'll go into like the first day of school.
Okay.
So let's talk about the equipment.
So grades 1st through 12 are all going to be using Chromebooks, which is like a little computer. It uses the Chrome operating system, and we have all of our all of our systems, softwares, and supports go through that. And then the kindergarten and preschool students will be using tablets, which are Chrome tablets, which are exactly the same. It's just as if the keyboard were missing, and then they can touch it and manipulate it that way.
These tablets, I tell people, I had a little 3-year-old at church, and her mommy had an iPad, and she was trying to pull up her Disney movies, and the little 3-year-old said, "No, Mommy, that's not how you do it." So this tablets is not going to be hard for these preschoolers and kindergarten, first grade to use, are they?
If they've had some experience with it, then
I would say most of them. That's
should be easy.
I call them a video babysitter.
Right.
But yeah, so this is I think parents might have a little trouble with kids are going to be adapt to this new technology with no problem at all, because I think they've been doing it all along.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of interesting.
Yes.
So this all works on the internet connection. So what happens if I don't have really good internet?
Well, so we have a couple of options, and if you go to our website, we have a place that's the button that says broadband Wi-Fi. You click there, and there's lots of options. One option is Comcast is offering internet for extremely cheap right now, $10, and if you are free and reduced lunch, it's really affordable. It might even be free. I'm not sure. You'll have to check on the.
Everyone has a little different their financial position.
Yeah,
but basically, no kid's going to be left behind because of internet.
Right. Another option is we do have these hotspots, and they are a cell. It's basically a cell phone without the phone part.
Right.
It's just the internet connection, and our Chromebooks will connect automatically to this. So if you just turn this on, and the button's right here on the side,
right.
Little power button, you turn that on, turn your Chromebook on, it will see WCPS hotspot, and then it will connect to it. We've already done all the work to make sure they connect, and so there's just turn it on and go.
So if you have cell phone service where you live,
yes,
most likely this will work.
Yes.
And you said earlier before we went on the air that these were T-Mobile Sprint.
These are T-Mobile Sprint, and again, if you check that broadband link on our website, you can check. It'll have a place where you can click and then put your address in,
and it'll tell you whether
you have service or not.
Because I noticed our Bentonville, Browntown area is a little weak on the internet, and that happens to be a previously strong Sprint area.
Yes.
And so this might be really good for that.
It could. Worst case scenario, if you can't get any internet, you can always save to your Chromebook. There's in Canvas, there's an option where you can click and work offline. You could download all your videos and everything and work offline, and then when you do get to a connection, it'll connect to the internet and then send out all the information back to the teacher.
So we could see some kids pulling in the parking lot at the school and and connecting to the internet.
Yes, and on that link, there's directions on there too.
Tell you the closest spot to go.
Yeah. So we're also working on a grant. It's called the Vision Grant. It's part of the CARES, but it's a competitive grant that will allow us to give us money to create some mobile hotspots where we could maybe park a bus or a car that has a router on it with an extended antenna. So we could, Browntown is one place I think of that's kind of a dead zone. So we are working on that. That should be available once we find out whether we have funding or not. But we would get several of those.
Well, we have a Virginia Rural Broadband Initiative going on statewide right now, and the goal is to bring this broadband to the whole state. So there is a movement, and there's companies going around, and there's a lot of new technology. So I think we're going to be seeing something, if not today, but soon in the future.
And so was working with the county a little bit. There's a Virginia broadband company that wants to come in, and what they're going to do is they would like to provide what's called fixed wireless. It's basically kind of like cell towers, but they also put little hot spots here and there. And that would cover Browntown, that would cover our mountainous areas and on our north end
Well,
as
they
well.
also, if you have a landline,
So-
they do have a hotspot you can plug into your landline and give you internet as well. So no excuse, kids, for not getting your schoolwork done.
We've got lots of plans. If you check that broadband link,
Give
on
you a
our
lot of
website,
choices.
It'll,
So don't worry about not connecting to the internet
Yeah.
because they've gone. You're going to get it. So you covered the equipment. What do you want to talk about next? Like
So
day one, or you
can
got
we?
some?
Well, let's just talk about software, just
Okay.
to kind of ease people's
Okay,
minds.
okay.
So we are required. There's a law called SIPA, Child Internet Protection Act, and we are required by law to provide filtering for internet. So that filtering, and we've been doing this for years. That
Right.
filtering works at home as well as it does.
I know my grandson says I can't connect to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So no social media sites on your Chromebook.
Unless there's an instructional purpose for it,
All right.
it's going to be
It may
blocked.
let you into that one spot. Yeah. So don't. They're going to be hacking that and cracking that.
Right.
You know, that's our
Oh,
new level.
we enjoy it. It's kind of part of the challenge. You know, the kids do something, then we got to do something back. So
Right. So parents don't have to worry about their kids surfing the porn sites on the no porn, no social media.
No. Yeah, we do our best. And if there's any problem, when I'll give the number at the end of this. But if there's any problems or any questions, we're open to hearing from parents.
Right. So we've got a plan.
We do.
Where we're going to come up with a plan. We're going to make it work. Well, that's good. I think people are concerned about the software and how things work because we've never done this before.
Right.
But in reality, it's just like being in the classroom. That's the way I talked to a teacher the other day, and they basically said, just think about being in the classroom. You're just sitting in front of the computer instead of sitting in your desk.
Right.
In fact, he said, even when students are in their desk, they're going to be getting their instruction from the computer because he's going to be presenting it to the other half of the class that's not there. So it's kind of a hybrid virtual in-person.
Yes.
Is that how everyone's going to do it, or most people are going to do it?
Yeah. For the majority, that's how it's going to happen. And then you also have to think you can meet students better at their level with this. So, as far as, everybody being on the same page, maybe I need a little bit of review. Maybe you need to go ahead.
Right.
So there will be that flexibility too.
That's good.
And this
I think we need
offers
that.
it. Yeah.
We need that because people get bored. So there's certain students that need help, and
Right.
there's certain students that need challenged.
Right.
To keep
Absolutely.
them involved, and I know how that is. You got to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. I think it's in one sense it's kind of bad. We're missing some of our social interaction. It's that we desperately need, and then as things evolve, I'm sure that I don't know if we'll ever go back to the way it was. But I think we'll have a hybrid system that will still have, in person, and using this technology to really increase our education.
Yes.
So tell us about the first day. Have you got a plan for the first day?
So each school has their own plan. Basically it would be that the teachers would work through the LMS and help the kids, get used to it, and it'd just be like your regular first day. You got to learn the rules. You got to learn where you're going to sit. What time's lunch, all that stuff. So
Well, I'm using my grandson because my kids
Right.
are old enough. But I said, don't be expecting it like it was in March.
right.
This is not.
No,
this is not March.
yeah.
This is like the real deal. And if your class starts at 9:00, you're expected to be there at 9:00,
Right.
not laying
Right.
in bed and sleeping.
Right. Still going.
So
to
they're going to
school.
take attendance, and you're going to have periods throughout the day to go to, just like school. I mean, that's
Yes.
what it is.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
and I think if we embrace it and take advantage of it, it could be something that's beneficial to us.
Yeah.
At least temporarily, maybe.
Sure.
So, and what are you seeing as the pitfalls? Because I know you've been busy already. You said the phone's ringing off the hook. People want to know what's going on. What do I
Right.
do? What do I do?
Right. I think right now there's a lot of unknown. And so people want to know the answers to questions. So what we're doing is we're putting as much out there as we possibly can. The LMS, the learning management system, is different or new to a lot of people. We are using Seesaw for kindergarten and preschool. And then we're using Schoology for K through 5, and then we're using Canvas and Virtual Virginia for all the upper grades, 6 to 12.
Right.
So that's a lot of different things, especially for somebody that may have a kindergartner,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then maybe a third grader, and then maybe a sixth grader.
Right.
So it's a lot to learn. So we just want to make sure they're supported. So we've added some. We're adding. Parent help on online, and we also have a number that you can call for tech support. And we're going to do hours. We're going to try the hours of 8 to 10, Monday through Thursday, and
Is this
then
like
also
8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
No,
Oh.
8 to 10, 2 hours in the morning.
Oh, 2 hours.
2
Okay.
hours in the now.
Okay.
Some people work, so we're going to do evening hours too, 5 to 7, and we're going to try that for the first week. The number you can always call and leave a message, and so at the end of the week on Friday, we're going to look at it and say, well, maybe people are calling more 6 to 8, and then we'll adjust. But you will be able to get to a live person. It's one number. It goes to all our phones. It goes to my phone. It goes to Doug's phone. And it goes to all the text phones. And you'll get at those hours, at least that week, you'll get a live person.
Right.
If you called at 11, you may get a person, or you may have to leave a message, but somebody will call you back.
Right.
So,
And they do have some really good techs. I worked with them during the graduation.
Fantastic.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
Shout out to Omar. He did really good.
Yeah.
And it's not just their technical skills. They have really good attitude about
Right.
it, and I think
Yes.
that's really important. So don't worry about tech support. Tim has them. He's cracking the whip. So and they do. They have really good attitudes, and they're highly skilled. So
Yes.
I'm sure that won't be a problem there. That's really
Absolutely.
good. So.
Yep.
I think people are still, like you say, a little anxious. When are you getting the rest of the equipment distributed before the first day of school?
Okay, so can I tell you a little story about that?
Sure.
So the first order was made on the beginning of June.
Right.
And I went in, I don't know if you were there, I know Mark was there, and I told the story of what happened. We had ordered Lenovo Chromebooks, and everything was good to go. I went, and then I got a call that afternoon saying, hey, we can't get Lenovo for you because Florida bought up all of the Chromebooks that exist.
Yeah, you were 2 minutes late.
Yeah. So we had to change, so we went and got Dell. Well, we ordered the Dells, and then about halfway through the month, they said, look, our Chromebooks aren't coming in until November because everybody
in the
ordering
world wants them. Yeah.
So we found another one. They're supposed to come this week. And we're using Acers. This is my third try, so the third time's a charm,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good company.
So we'll be using Acers, and the tablets will be a little bit late. We just found out yesterday, actually it was Friday, that the tablets are going to be coming in October. So what we're going to do for the virtual students is we'll just give the preschool and kindergarten these Chromebooks for now, and then parents are probably going to have to help them a little bit, but then they'll be in at
But
the
these
middle of the
Chromebooks,
month.
are they touch screens? Are they?
No, they are not.
right.
This one is, but we had a test run of these, and they weren't. This was a couple of years ago when we bought it. I think they've gotten better, but these aren't touchscreen. But
One thing about it, most people that are familiar that've got kids in school now that are in the upper grades, they all have Chromebooks already. So
Right.
this isn't like you had to go out and the whole school is now changing overnight.
We have enough right now to give all virtual students with the Chromebooks that we have. We're looking at just filling in the gaps. So, yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So don't worry about you've got a plan.
We got a
If
plan.
we don't
We got
have
it. We got
if we
it.
don't have enough books, we'll be somehow we'll get them and share them. Is this something that people could do if they had like their own computer? Can they log in and do this?
Oh, certainly. And that has been a question. I'm glad you asked that. So did have a question of, could I use my student use my computer at home or my laptop? And absolutely, they just need to log into their Google School
Account.
issued Google
And
account.
all of a sudden, all those rules will
And-
apply to their computer.
Yes, yes. Even the filtering only if they're logged in. So they
Right.
will get filtered, but it'll only be. Well, no, I'm sorry. The filtering happens only on
On the
school
s-
devices,
yeah.
so they won't filter
Well, they're
theirs,
already-
but they
that's-
do need to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How about using cell phones?
Sure.
So nowadays,
absolutely.
I mean, every kid that I know has got a cell phone.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario, they can get their basic stuff, some things on their cell phone.
Absolutely. Now, I'm telling on myself a little bit. We've
Right.
just had so many meetings since March that sometimes I'm running between meetings, and I do my Google Hangout because we use Hangouts. We don't do Zoom, and it's our securities. Our securities work better on our Google apps
Sure.
than they do on outside. So, but anyway, whenever I need to get on a Google Meet, I just pull out my cell phone, and if I'm driving down the road, I'll just turn it on
And listen. He
and
doesn't
listen.
text.
I don't text. I just listen, but I'll put it on the seat next to me and then start driving. And then I can respond if they need to,
Sure, sure.
have a question.
Well, that's
But-
again. This is the
yeah.
new paradigm, so to speak, of our
Right.
whole world is doing that, and it's
Right.
amazing that. I mean, it's revolutionized our business. It's changed it upside down. So we're trying to adapt to the our real business, and even
And-
the Royal Examiner. I mean, we have over 75% of the people that watch it or read it are doing it on a mobile device.
Right. Yep.
So
And students are learning new skills. You're going to have to use computers at work, no matter what you do. So,
wonder if they'll get school credit for. Well, years ago, I always told my kids, you got to take typing, and then they changed it to keyboarding and learn the keyboard. I said, that's just typing. Well, no, it's a little different, but that's a skill that,
Yeah.
you really need to teach your kid the proper way to use a keyboard and a proper way to use a calculator other than just adding, a few
Right.
numbers. I mean, they're powerful devices. We look at them as adding machines, but a calculator is fairly powerful if you know how to use it. And I think the keyboarding is the same way in your computer. It does a lot. So we're learning new skills that'll be important moving forward. If all the schools in America and around the world are doing this, and if you don't adapt, you're going to be left behind. So you got to think about that for your kid is, yeah, they don't like it, but, you're going to do what's best for them 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever it is, that they're going to, employers are going to be expecting good computer skills, being able to type and communicate like that. So I think it's important that we embrace it, and I'm sure you have a plan to help parents get this done.
absolutely, yeah. Also, regarding parent training, all of the schools are providing training. It could be just an online video that you can watch and support materials. But if they ask, they'll provide it in person as well. But just call us. We'll help you. Absolutely.
Well, that's what I think people just need to know that there's help out there for them.
We're going to help you.
That's
Yeah.
it. And I think that's really important because, let's say, this help hasn't been always available in a lot of things,
Right.
not just necessarily school system, but heaven forbid, don't call your internet provider and expect to get support.
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
They ran me around the world, to finally get somebody. Then when you finally get the right person, it's just a matter of a few keystrokes and it's done. But
Yeah.
it's just hard finding that right
You gotta
person.
find-
So you've
yeah.
consolidated all the right people into one phone number. So
Yeah.
it should work a little better.
Yeah. So, and I've been taking calls since the
March.
springtime. Yeah. I've talked to grandparents who don't have any internet at home. What are we going to do? I've talked to parents that just didn't. They were confused on how to get their students or their children logged in. So just talk them through on the over the phone or send them an
Yeah.
email. Hey, I'll send you an email with your credentials and everything and help them get on. But yeah, we don't mind helping. We're happy.
Well,
that's
good.
what we're here for.
That's great.
So,
Right? And I know you do a good job. I mean, although we have to help them sometimes, but that's
you
okay.
guys have been a great help. I
Well,
appreciate
but you're
it.
learning new skills.
That's right.
And Mark is our videographer here. He does a great job. A couple of these school board meetings, and people. Let's bring that up because this last school board meeting that we live streamed, there was 577 people watching that meeting. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Watching a school board meeting because they want to find out. They're really interested and concerned about what to do in school, and to get that many people on a live stream for a school board meeting is just like, rarely do you have
Absolutely.
nobody shows up physically, if 3 or 4 people
Yeah.
show up. But to get that many on a live stream, it shows you that people are expecting
People
it, and
wanna
it's
know, yeah.
and it's new technology that that we're doing. So Royal Examiner TV is a new service that we have now. So video, it's amazing of the over 10,000 views of videos. And we put up a video about walking down Main Street last week, almost 600 views. That's a lot. I'll give you one though. Our firemen's parade, not this year but last year, 17,000 views of
Wow.
watching the firemen, and all over the country. So
Right.
people, it's just amazing that people are using the technology to and look at the YouTube influencers in the world, and
Right.
people are making millions of dollars off YouTube. So I think our students are going to be learning new skills,
Yes.
and that's what we want, and be
Absolutely.
competitive in the world. So
Yep.
what else we got to talk about? Anything else?
Well, we talked about the devices, and we talked about the Chromebooks. We talked about the software, internet. We talked about training. We talked about technical support for parents.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all you got?
That's
And
all I
think
wanted to get out.
I think the takeaway is you're not alone. Tim and his crew will help the parents and help you get your kids on board and to make it a success. And okay, maybe the first day might be a little flaky for you, but they got a plan and they're here to help. So I know, again, I keep saying about your crew, but they do a good job, and
They're good people.
good people. So
Yep.
you've hired a
Good,
bunch of
smart.
good people.
Smart.
You've hired people
Good
smarter than you, Tim.
I try to do that. So our number is going to be on our website, but I want to say it right here.
Sure, and I'll put it
It's,
in the story as well.
636-8509 and option 1, and that'll get you the parent help
Sounds like a
desk.
song. 636. Oh, yeah, I won't go.
85099. Yeah.
Kind of rhymes, doesn't it? So you can't miss it. Tim is a great musician as well. So we want to, if you've seen him at the gazebo playing, he plays with a lot of different bands. And from
Four right now.
well, you were with big orchestras.
Yes.
And
Yep.
down to a rhythm section. So he's very talented. So, and your son is doing some work for us too. I want to
Yes.
give you a plug or a disclaimer. Your son is really is really interested in this video, and
Yeah.
he's done some work for us, and we've had some great kudos on the work he's done. So I want to, shout him out there.
I'll let him know.
Super
too.
Andrew. So, is he
So
graduated?
No, he's in 11th grade now. And
11th, really? I thought
he
he done graduated.
No. He's one of those kids. It's like, get off the computer, and then once you realize what he's done, it's like, well, get back on the computer. He has a YouTube channel that walks through Pokemon, and he learned how to, like a Pokemon Planet or something. I don't even know. But he learned how to edit through that, and I think that's where he started helping you, and
Right.
he's gotten really passionate about
And
it.
he's actually generated a little few dollars off that thing, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a lot. That's
YouTube
hard. You got to
channel's
have a lot
done-
of views to get that. So
yeah.
we'll give
He's
him
got
credit.
followers.
He's got, and he's in 11th grade. So again, this is a new skill. That,
Right.
And all of a sudden, I was giving him something, and I know you noticed it too. You brought him over to the graduation, and as soon as we said we needed his help to do something, boy, he lit right up, didn't he?
Jumped right into it. Yeah.
Got it done.
Yeah. And then
Made
that
his
one.
dad look bad.
That one day, I know he did. That one day he was missing, and I was like, "We really needed you." So we got it. We got to
figured
figure
it out, but we looked at his notes, and
Yeah.
he got us through the thing. But no, and that again, that's just an example of what.
Exactly.
And again,
Yes.
11th grade. I thought he'd done graduated and moved on. Was going to college
No.
there.
Yeah.
So.
He just turned 16.
Oh wow. I guess that's right. I remember getting his license. He hasn't got his license yet. Huh?
No, well, we can't get into DMV to, I mean, you can, but what's the point right
Wait,
now?
Don't hurry. Don't hurry. Don't put him on your insurance any sooner than you have to.
Right, right.
Well, Tim, I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
And I
Appreciate
hope that the parents and the viewers will see that you have a plan and that you're there to help them. And we'll list their phone number and the contact information, the website link, and you can just get on there and find it out. But please, if you have any question at all, don't sit there and pull your hair. Well, don't pull your hair out and just go on there, get on the line and check it out and get some help, because we want the students to be successful and be the best they can be here in Warren County.
Here to support students.
And
Absolutely.
we appreciate it again, Tim. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.